probably a lack of ventilation. There's this tacky surface to it. Got that working pretty good yesterday. Got here this morning and one of the bearings was seized again. This is what the boat should sound like. All that paint has to go from the car into here.
Hi everyone! Today we are finishing the work on the fiberglass support for the table pedestal in the cockpit. Last week Axel started building it and then he glued it onto the cockpit deck. Now what's left is some sanding and fairing. In this episode we'll show that boat life is not always fun. Sometimes progress is slow, one round of fairing is hardly ever enough, spray painting can cause some surprises, weather is not helping, sanding can be a real pain, and tools may decide to stop working. But it's not always like that.
That's pretty much perfect. The table now lifts almost exactly vertically, and as it goes up it will move away from this bulkhead by about a millimeter or two in the amount of travel I've given it here. And yeah, that is a great success. So this is pretty good actually. It turned out better than I thought, so it will need a little bit of bearing.
But wait, does this look like we are ready for it? Before we can actually do that fairing, there is some cleaning and tidying up to be done. So, although this might not be so fun to watch, we have to say that a significant amount of our boat work is taken by other tasks that often come in the way of actually doing the job that we are planning to do. These activities are cleaning and organizing, sorting through tools and various boxes, moving tools up and down from the cockpit as we need them, preparing boxes of sanding papers, sanding blocks and gloves and other PPE, boxes of painting accessories, and so on. And then, once we have the place ready for action, we can start the job. Another item on our to-do list was fairing the cockpit floor. We had a few areas where the fiberglass joints were visible and uneven, so that is what Axel attacked next.
So I haven't filled all the holes in this in the cockpit here. I could, but I really don't see a need for it. It will all be covered with.
At this point in time, we haven't fully decided which way is the best way to go. We have some interesting ideas and options for the flooring in the cockpit, and we will share some of this with you later. As our priority is getting the boat ready and out on the water as soon as we can, we will probably paint and apply the anti-skid to start with, leaving the fun for a little bit later.
quiet down just a minute. Settle down and have another one. 'Cause you're tired of the game that remains.
We hope you can bear with us watching us doing pretty much the same activity again. But it's the reality of boat life, as we are learning it too. Only very few tasks are completed in one go. And there is always that extra bit of sanding that needs to be done and a few rounds of filling.
It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let my feelings in. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let myself begin loving you. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let my feelings in. It won't be over.
Oh, and did I say I wasn't jealous I didn't have to do that?
Hold on and let me finish. Back there, I lost myself again. Maybe I tried and died 1,000 times over.
I got here yesterday and the fairing I'd done the day before was not hardened, not dry. So instead I went into the into the interior of the boat and started sanding our primer. And it's not any fun. The primer on the inside of the boat has set, but because of probably a lack of ventilation, there's this tacky surface to it, which is annoying, and it clogs up all the papers. So you go through like 50 papers to get one or two rooms done. Not fun at all. So after sanding for a few hours straight, I decided it was time to go home. And my machines didn't like me anymore. So the new Ryobi I had, it was not happy. And I had another Ryobi that had a similar death a while ago. So I went home and renovated them and got them spinning pretty good. So this the orbital bit is what clogs on these machines. Got that working pretty good yesterday. Got here this morning and one of the bearings was seized again. So they clearly need new bearings. I don't have any, so I just spent another hour trying to free the bearing on my old Ryobi, which was probably a waste of time, but it's spinning again and the machine is working, and it won't work for long, I suspect. These I've renovated, got them working, and today the deck here in the cockpit is dry, so time for some sanding again. And I'll try and use this big plasterboard sander. That should give me a pretty good surface. It already has. I've started off camera, and then some more fiddly bits like the table stand thing. So I'm gonna make that all nice and baby blue and shiny, and then in a couple of days my paint will arrive, and then the plan is to turn the remainder of the boat white before I have to leave again. I'm going home to Sweden to see my family, my mother in particular. And we need a break. Rox is already home. She had to leave early, and I'm here for another week, and I want the boat to be white before I leave. That's the goal. So I want to continue doing this because it's so satisfying. I'm sanding with 240 grit, and yeah, this primer sands beautifully, and the result is amazing. It's like, it's super smooth, and the papers don't clog. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do on the inside. I'm not so concerned about the finish on the inside because I want the matte finish, because personally I'm not, or a semi-gloss finish at least, I'm not a fan of super shiny indoors paints, or yeah, I'd rather have a matte surface indoors. This is gonna be super nice. So what I was doing right now was just removing some overspray. I'm pretty sure it doesn't show in the picture, but maybe you can hear it. The surface of the boat is sort of like sandpaper, and that's because I sprayed here, right? And trying not to hit this side, but still, you get overspray that way, apparently, and it's not a lot. It comes off pretty easy, but yeah, this is what the boat should sound like. And as you come closer here, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's yeah, it's almost like sandpaper. So I've already removed all the overspray in the stern. So, time for the bow. So, on to the next project. I was sort of thinking of not doing this, but it would be a shame not to do it now. So I filled the sanding mistakes here. Yeah, I don't call this transom steps, I guess. And yeah, now all I have to do is sand it off again. This sands really nicely. And it's all above water between layers of paint, so I'm not worried about it being body filler. Maybe a little bit more body filler than I would have wanted, but it just, yeah, it's gonna work out fine. Just found another hole, and yeah, you just gotta stop somewhere, right? It's a big boat. It has millions of holes in it, and well, I'm hoping it's not millions, but it probably is. And you'd go crazy trying to get them all. Do my best, don't get me wrong, but yeah, as the yard owner says, this fairing is like a game of diminishing returns. So how much better is the boat going to be if I fill this little speck of a hole right here? You can't even see it. I can barely see it, and I've been studying this deck. So, not doing it. It'll buff up. It won't be visible, and the only one who will ever see it is me. Maybe some of you guys, if you watch this show way too much. time to get some masking done. I'm spraying primer, so maybe it's not super important, but the less sanding I have to do, the better. And if I don't mask stuff, I'll get overspray on it, or in the case of these steps, I'll have to step in it with what I know will be shoes covered in paint. And I'd like to avoid creating more work for myself than I already have. And I have a substantial amount of work to do. Today is a good day. It's a beautiful day. And what's better is that the next couple of days are going to be just as good or better and drier. So, and I received paint. So all that paint has to go from the car into here and then onto the boat, basically. But before I paint, this beautiful surface here is a little bit dusty, and that has to go. So the biggest job for today is cleaning, and I have, as you see, I've masked off my fantastic work where I can. So cleaning first, and then I have to remember to mask the windows, because yeah, don't forget that. And then tomorrow is painting day, and we'll see how far I get tomorrow. Probably not the whole boat, but definitely the decks, possibly the sides, possibly one side.
It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let my feelings in. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let myself begin loving you. It won't be over, it's never over. Now I let my feelings in.
Thanks for watching our progress unfold. If you enjoy our videos, a free simple way to support us is by subscribing to our channel, giving us a like or a comment. We have a new video every Sunday.